My sister expected me to cover her credit card debt. When I refused, she called me heartless and said I abandoned her struggle. Then my parents issued me the ultimatum. Can you imagine a moment so stark, so utterly unbelievable, that your own parents look you in the eye and give you an ultimatum? Pay your sister's mountain of debt, or you're dead to us. That was the moment I realized sometimes, the most loving thing you can do for your family, is to walk away. It all started, as these things often do, with a call from my sister, Ashley. I'd been dodging her for days, but on a Tuesday afternoon, after one too many persistent calls, I finally answered. What? I probably sounded harsher than I intended. Ashley's voice, edged with desperation, launched right in. I need to talk to you. It's important. Can we meet for coffee tonight? Coffee? Ashley only did coffee when she needed something big. I'm working late. Just tell me now. A sigh. Fine. I'm in trouble. Financial trouble. Of course she was. My stomach dropped. How much? After a heavy pause, she finally said it, $15,000. My eyes squeezed shut. $15,000 in credit card debt. How did you even rack up $15,000? I demanded, already knowing. It just accumulated. You know how it is. No. I did not know. I never treated credit cards like free money. Ashley's Instagram was a highlight reel of designer bags, fancy dinners, weekend trips, all on a part-time retail salary. An apartment I'd co-signed because her credit was already shot. What did you buy, Ashley? Does it matter? Yes, it matters. Clothes, furniture, dinners. Normal stuff, she insisted. And now, she couldn't make minimum payments. I'm drowning, she said. I need someone to pay it off. Just this once, I'll pay you back. I swear. There it was. My blood ran cold. No. What? No. I'm not paying your debt. But I'm your sister. Which is exactly why I co-signed your apartment and car, and helped you 3 times with actual emergencies. This isn't one. These are consequences. I can't believe you're being like this. Like what? Responsible? Someone has to be. Mom said you'd help. Of course she'd already talked to Mom. My mother, who thought my money was hers to allocate. So you'll just watch me struggle? Ashley spat. That phrase. Like my refusal to enable her was actively causing her pain. I'll watch you learn, I said, my voice dangerously calm. There's a difference. You're such a, she hung up. I stood in that parking lot, phone in hand. This wasn't over. With Ashley, it never was. That evening, Mom's text popped up. Ashley told me you refused to help her. We need to talk. Call me. I didn't. The next morning, my phone started ringing at 8 a.m. Mom. Then Dad. Then the text started. Marcus, this is ridiculous. Call me back. Your sister needs help and you're ignoring us. She's family. You help family. And Ashley's, hope you feel good about yourself. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I needed an escape. At lunch, my manager pulled me aside. Corporate's opening a new office in Seattle. They need someone senior to lead a team. Big opportunity. 3,000 miles from here. 3,000 miles from my family. When would it start? I asked, my heart hammering. Next month. Relocation package. Significant raise. I thought about it for exactly 3 seconds. Very interested. Great. I'll set up the interview for tomorrow. That night, I looked up Seattle. Perfect. When I finally turned off Do Not Disturb, I had 43 notifications. All from them. I deleted them all without reading. Then, the phone rang again. Mom. I answered. What? Don't want me. We've been trying to reach you all day. I was working. Your sister is in crisis and you're working? My voice was cold. My sister made bad choices. That is not a crisis, Mom. That is consequences. She's drowning in debt. Debt she created buying things she couldn't afford. I'm not responsible for that. You work in tech. You make good money. There it was. My income, their emergency fund. I make good money because I work hard and manage it responsibly, Mom. That does not make it available for Ashley's shopping addiction. So you're just going to let her suffer? I'm going to let her handle her own problems, like I've been doing since I was 18. Her voice dropped. I see. Is that your final answer? Yes. Fine. Then don't be surprised when this family moves on without you. Click. She hung up. Instead of guilt, I felt relief. The next day, my Seattle interview went perfectly. I accepted immediately, gave my 2 weeks' notice. A week of silence passed. I used that time to organize my finances, cancel joint accounts, prepare to remove myself as co-signer from Ashley's car and apartment. On day 8, Ashley called. What? I answered again. The credit card company said they'll send it to collections. Then make payments. I can't afford the minimums. Sell your stuff. Get a second job. Figure it out. You've changed. No, I said, I just stopped enabling you. I'm moving to Seattle. In 3 weeks. What? You're running away. I'm choosing myself for the first time in my life. Ashley started to cry. Please, I'm begging you. Just this once, help me. No. I'm your brother, and I'm done being your ATM. I hung up. Blocked her number. Blocked Mom and Dad's numbers too. Not out of anger. Out of necessity. I needed space. 2 hours later, Mom's email arrived. Final warning. If you do not help your sister with this debt, you will lose this family. $15,000 or you're done. You have 24 hours to decide. I read it twice. Then I did something I should have done years ago. I logged into my bank, canceled the $600 monthly transfers I'd been sending Mom. Over $21,000 in 3 years, gone. Then I called my bank. I need to remove myself as co-signer from a car loan. The primary borrower will need to refinance. What if they can't? Then the car gets repossessed. Perfect. I sent Ashley one final email. You have 30 days to refinance your car in your own name, or I'm triggering the repossession. Same with your apartment. Handle your business. Or lose it. Your choice. Hit send. Then I called my apartment management, gave notice, and started packing. By midnight, I had 41 missed calls. I turned off my phone, went to bed, and slept better than I had in years. Because sometimes, the best thing you can do for people is let them face the reality they've been avoiding. Even if they hate you for it. I woke up to silence. Phone still off. Just peace. My roommate, Tyler, knocked around noon. Dude, your family's been calling the apartment landline like 10 times. I grinned. Tell them I moved already. You did? In 3 weeks. But they don't need to know that. Around 4 p.m., there was aggressive banging on the door. Ashley's voice, shrill and desperate. I know you're in there. Open the door. I kept packing. She stood there for 20 minutes, yelling. Finally, our elderly neighbor, Mrs. Chin, intervened. Ashley left, but not before yelling, "You're going to regret this." Tyler looked at me. She seems stable. She's panicking. Reality is setting in. That evening, I turned my phone back on. 63 notifications. Texts, calls, emails. The first week, begging. The second, anger. The third, bargaining. The final, threats. You're dead to us. They weren't grieving a loss, they were grieving access to my wallet. One email caught my attention. From Dad. Subject, disappointed. He wrote, "Your mother and I have always been there for you. Now, when your sister needs help, you turn your back. If you go through with this move without helping Ashley, don't bother staying in touch." I read it twice. Then I started laughing. My dad saying they've always been there for me? They had me co-sign Ashley's apartment because their credit was maxed out helping her. I closed the email. Didn't respond. Instead, I called my bank and officially initiated the removal from both the car loan and apartment lease. Ashley would get formal notices within a week. 3 days later, my phone exploded again. Ashley called 17 times in 1 hour, screaming, crying, "You can't do this. I'll lose my car. I'll lose my apartment." Mom texted, "What have you done? She'll be homeless." Dad called. I answered. "Explain yourself. I'm removing myself from financial obligations that are not mine." "Those are your sister's car and apartment." "Exactly. Her car, her apartment, her responsibility. You're ruining her life. I'm letting her live her life without using me as a safety net. She's not like you. She's not as strong. Then maybe it's time she becomes stronger." He hung up. That weekend, I finished packing. Monday morning, 6 a.m. I loaded the last few items, left my keys, got in my truck, and drove. Somewhere in Pennsylvania, my phone started ringing. Mom. Dad. Ashley. Unknown numbers. I didn't answer. Just kept driving. The rest of the drive was peaceful. Just me, the road, and the knowledge that I was driving towards something better. Away from people who saw me as a resource instead of a person. I arrived in Seattle 3 days later, exhausted but free. Nobody knew about my family. I was just a new senior developer. 2 weeks in, my boss pulled me aside. "We want to expand your role. More leadership, bigger raise." "I'm interested." "Great. We'll formalize it next month." That evening, I finally turned my phone back on. 216 messages. 93 missed calls. 47 voicemails. The first week, anger. The second week, panic. Ashley's car had been repossessed. Her landlord started eviction. Week 3, bargaining. Week 4, resentment. I deleted everything. Then I sent one final email to Mom, Dad, and Ashley. "I've relocated to Seattle. I'm starting a new chapter of my life, one where I'm not responsible for other people's choices. This is not punishment. This is self-preservation. If you want a relationship with me, it will be on equal terms. Not as your emergency fund, but as your son and brother who deserves respect. Until you can offer that, I need space. Take care." Hit send. Then I blocked all their numbers, emails, social media. Not out of anger. Out of necessity. Because some families drain you. And the only way to survive is to let them go. Even when they tell you that makes you the villain. 3 months in Seattle. 3 months of silence from my family. 3 months of peace. My entire paycheck was mine. No automatic transfers. No emergency requests. No guilt. I'd calculated it one night, I'd given them over $47,000 in 5 years. $47,000 that I could have used for myself. Gone. Because I'd been taught that saying no made me selfish. One Saturday, I met Rachel. She was funny, smart, normal. We made plans. It felt good meeting someone who knew nothing about my past. Who saw me as just Marcus. Not the family ATM. My old roommate, Tyler, left a voicemail. "Marcus, your sister showed up at the old apartment last week. She's not doing well. Lost her car, apartment, living with your parents now. They're all pretty desperate. Your mom asked me to contact you." I listened twice. Then deleted it. Not doing well and desperate were not my problems to solve. They'd had months to figure it out. 2 weeks later, an email from Mom, "Marcus, I'm using a friend's email because you blocked mine. Ashley lost everything. She's living in our guest room. She can't find work. The debt collectors are calling. Our retirement savings are being used to cover her expenses. I'm not asking you to pay the $15,000. I'm asking you to talk to her. Give her guidance. Please. She's your sister. We're your family. Love, Mom. I read it 3 times. No accountability. Just more requests. It bothered me. That night, Rachel noticed I was distracted. Just family stuff. I told her. Not everything, but enough. She listened. That's a lot, she said. Do you miss them? Sometimes I miss the idea of a supportive family. But the reality was just exhausting. Sounds like you made the right choice. Some days I'm sure. Other days I wonder if I'm the bad guy, she finished. You're not. Setting boundaries doesn't make you the bad guy. It just makes you honest about what you can handle. Your boundaries are inconvenient to them. That's not your problem. We talked for hours about boundaries, about guilt, about building a life on your own terms. I went home feeling lighter. A month passed. My retention bonus hit my account. $25,000. Could have paid Ashley's debt twice over. But I didn't. That money was for my future. Then Dad's email arrived. Subject. Man to man. Son, I'm not going to guilt you. You were right about some things. We did coddle Ashley. We did expect too much from you. We did take advantage of your success. Ashley's struggling, really struggling. I'm not asking for money. I'm asking if there is a way you could help that doesn't involve cash, advice, connections, something. You're still part of this family. And families don't abandon each other. Think about it, Dad. This one hit differently. No demands. Just honesty. I debated for 2 days. Dad, I responded, I appreciate the honesty. You're right. I'm still part of this family. But that does not mean I'm responsible for fixing everyone's problems. Ashley's situation is not my fault. Her choices created this. Your enabling allowed it. My boundaries are not abandonment. They're self-respect. If Ashley wants advice, she can email me herself. No money. No co-signing. Just advice. But she has to ask, and she has to actually want to change. I'm not your safety net, but I'm not your enemy either. That's the best I can offer. Marcus. Hit send. Felt okay. 3 days later, an email from Ashley. Subject, I'm sorry. That alone was shocking. Marcus, I don't even know where to start. I've been awful to you. I made terrible choices and expected you to fix them. Dad showed me your email. You offered advice. I want to take you up on that. Not because I think you'll change your mind about the money, but because I'm out of options. I lost everything. I'm 27, living in my parents' guest room with $15,000 in debt. I know this has consequences. You were right. But I don't know how to fix it. If you're willing to talk, I would appreciate it. Just talk. No expectations beyond that. Ashley. I read it 5 times. No manipulation. Just defeat. Rachel came over. I showed her the email. She sounds genuine. Broken, but genuine. Should I respond? Do you want to? Part of me wants to help. Part of me thinks it's a trap. Then set boundaries. Offer advice on your terms. I typed a response. Ashley, I'll talk to you once. Video call next Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific. No parents. No guilt trips. Just you and me discussing realistic solutions. I will not give you money. I will not co-sign anything. But I'll help you make a plan to rebuild. If you're serious, I'll give you the tools. But you have to do the work. If you're not serious, don't waste my time. Let me know if you're in. Marcus. She responded within an hour. I'm in. Thank you. Sunday came. At exactly 2 p.m., Ashley called. She looked terrible. Hi. Hi. Awkward silence. So, I said, let's talk about where you are and where you want to be. We talked for 90 minutes. I asked questions. She answered honestly. I gave advice. She took notes. By the end, we had a plan. This is going to take years, she said. Yes, it is. You can't undo years of bad choices in a month. Do you actually want to do this, or are you just hoping I'll eventually cave? She really looked at me. I want to do this. I'm tired of being a mess. I'm tired of disappointing myself. Okay. Then do it. Check in with me once a month. Show me progress. The work is yours. Thank you. Don't thank me. Just do it. We hung up. I felt strange. Not regret. Not satisfaction. Just closure. Rachel texted, how'd it go? Better than expected. We'll see if she follows through. And if she doesn't? Then I'll know I tried. And I'll move on. Because that's the thing about boundaries. They protect you even when you're being generous. And I was finally learning to protect myself. 6 months after that call, Ashley was doing the work. Got a retail job, sold her designer stuff, paid down $3,000 of the debt. Negotiated payment plans. Moved into a shared house. Bus pass. Every month, she'd video call, show me her budget. I'd give advice. Never money. Mom and Dad had backed off. Rachel and I had been dating for 5 months. Normal relationship stuff. Then Ashley surprised me on our call. Mom and Dad are struggling financially. They used a lot of their savings trying to help me before you left, and now they're behind on bills. My jaw tightened. I'm not asking you to help them, she quickly added. I just thought you should know. They're too proud to tell you. What do you want me to do with that information? I don't know. Maybe nothing. But I've learned from you, honesty, even when it's uncomfortable. The conversation stuck with me. Rachel, when I told her, said they had decades to figure it out, but you had the choice to extend the same grace to them that you extended to Ashley. Not money. Just guidance. I thought about it. A week later, I unblocked Dad's email. Dad, Ashley told me you're struggling financially. I'm not offering money, but if you want advice on budgeting, I'll give you one call. Same terms as Ashley. No guilt trips. Just honest conversation. Let me know. He responded within an hour. I'll take it. Thank you. The call was harder. Dad was defensive. Dad, I don't care whose fault it is. I care about solutions. Do you want help, or do you want to vent? Help. We went through their finances. It was worse than I'd thought. You're going to need to make serious changes. Sell the car, refinance the mortgage, cut subscriptions. That's asking a lot. You asked for advice. This is it. You can't spend money you don't have and expect to survive. He was quiet. You're right. I know I am. Will you check in with us, like you do with Ashley? I hesitated. Once a month for 6 months. After that, you're on your own. Same rules. No asking for money. Just progress and questions. Deal. Deal. Rachel hugged me. Kind. And brave. 3 months passed. Ashley continued improving. Dad actually followed through. Mom joined the calls. They were making progress. Then my company offered me a major VP track role leading an East Coast office. Relocation to New York. I told Rachel. That's huge, she said. What are you thinking? I'm thinking I finally built something here, and I don't want to leave. Even for VP. Money isn't everything. Stability is. Community is. You are. So, you're staying? I'm staying. I declined the offer. That weekend, on my call with Ashley, she'd paid off another $2,000. I'm proud of you, I said. Thanks. I couldn't have done this without your help. You did it. I just gave you the map. Why did you help me after everything? I thought about it. Because you asked for advice, not money. Because you were willing to do the work. And because you're my sister. I didn't stop loving you. I just stopped enabling you. She got quiet. I'm sorry for everything. I know. You've shown me. After we hung up, I called my parents. We need to talk about something. What's wrong? Mom asked. Nothing. But I've been thinking about Thanksgiving. What about them? I want to see you in person. If you want. Silence. Then Mom started crying. Really? Really. But boundaries stay in place. No money discussions. No guilting. Just family. If we can figure out how to be that. We can, Dad said. We will. Okay then. I'll book a flight. 3 months later, I flew home. Rachel came. Ashley picked us up. She looked different. Healthier. Dinner was awkward at first. But eventually, we found our rhythm. When Dad started to say something about money, Mom stopped him. Not tonight. Let's just enjoy this. And we did. Lying in my childhood bedroom, Rachel whispered, "How do you feel?" Strange. But good. They're trying. They are. And so are you. You're still not their ATM. No. But you're their son. And that's enough. The next morning, I had coffee with Dad. Thank you for coming, he said. Thanks for respecting the boundaries. It's hard watching you succeed while we struggle, but I'm learning that's my problem, not yours. Yeah, I said. It is. I'm sorry for how we treated you. I appreciate that. Are we okay? We're different. But we're working toward okay. That's enough for now. Ashley pulled me aside before we left. Thank you for coming. For giving them a chance. For giving me a chance. You earned it. 6 months later, Ashley sent me a photo. Her final debt payment confirmation. $15,000. Paid off. By herself. I did it. Thank you for believing I could. I responded, I didn't believe you could. I believed you would. There's a difference. Proud of you. That evening, I looked at my savings account. The money I'd kept. Over $80,000 now. Could have solved all their problems 2 years ago. But it wouldn't have taught them anything. Wouldn't have forced Ashley to grow. Wouldn't have shown them that love is not the same as enabling. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is say no, and mean it. Even when they hate you for it. Because a real family doesn't drain you. A real family respects you. And if they can't do that? They're not your emergency. This journey was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. And sometimes, I still wonder if I made the right calls. Have you ever had to draw a hard line with family, even when it hurt? What happened? Tell me your stories in the comments below, I really want to know.